Hello to all our amazing listeners, and welcome back to another episode of the English Cast. I am your host, Ryan, and I am sitting here with Emma. How is everything going with you today, Emma?
Hi, Ryan, and hello, everyone. I'm doing really well, thank you. Actually, I had a bit of a slow start to my morning because I ran out of coffee, which is usually a disaster for me. But the weather outside is so beautiful and sunny that it completely fixed my mood. I am feeling very energetic now. How has your week been?
I completely understand the coffee struggle. A morning without coffee is barely a morning at all. My week has been busy, but good. I have been thinking a lot about our podcast, and I realized we should have some fun today. Instead of just strict rules, we are going to use our imagination.
I love that idea. It is so important to enjoy the language, not just memorize it. But we are still learning, right? I think today we are practicing the second conditional.
Exactly. Before we start our game, let's tell our listeners what that is. The second conditional is the grammar rule for imaginary situations. The formula is simple: if plus past simple, followed by would plus verb. For example, if I had money, I would buy a car. It looks like the past tense, but we use it for dreams right now.
Perfect explanation. So, to practice this, we are going to play the What Would You Do, Sir game. We will ask each other hypothetical questions. Listeners, pay attention to the if, would pattern. Are you ready, Ryan?
I am ready. Okay, Emma, let's start with a dream scenario. Imagine that after we finish recording today, you buy a lottery ticket, and tonight you find out you have won $10 million. If you won that much money today, how would your life change?
Oh, wow, $10 million. That changes everything. You know, I've thought about this before. Honestly, if I won that money, I don't think I would become a different person. However, I would definitely upgrade my lifestyle. I would buy a beautiful, big house near the ocean because the sound of the waves makes me feel peaceful. And regarding work, I love teaching, so I would keep working. But maybe I would do it for free to help more students.
That is such a wholesome answer, Emma. It is very you to think about helping others. But I have to challenge you. $10 million is total freedom. If I were in your shoes, I think I would stop working immediately. If I won that jackpot, I would take my best friends and family on a year-long world tour. We would stay in the most incredible hotels, eat the best food, and just enjoy life without stress. Life is too short to work if you don't have to.
That does sound amazing, I admit. Traveling without a budget would be a dream come true. But Ryan, don't you think you would get bored eventually? If you didn't have a goal, you might feel lazy. That is why I said I would keep teaching. But hey, that is the beauty of this game. None of this is real, so we can dream.
You know, talking about money is fun, but let's talk about something impossible. This is a classic question. Emma, if you had a time machine, would you go to the past or the future? And specifically, which year would you visit?
Oh, that is a deep question. I think about this all the time. If I had a time machine, I would definitely go to the past. I think I would travel back to the 1920s in Paris. I would love to meet writers like Hemingway and artists like Picasso. The fashion, the music, the atmosphere. It just seems magical. What about you, past or future?
See, that is very artistic of you. But for me, I am way too curious about technology. If I could travel anywhere, I would go 500 years into the future. I want to see if we have flying cars, if we are living on Mars, or if robots are doing all our work.
That is risky, though. What if the future is scary? What if robots have taken over the world?
That is a risk I would take. But actually, there is a grammar point here too. Notice I said, if I could travel. A lot of students make a mistake here and say, if I would travel.
Yes, that is such a common mistake. Listeners, remember, never put would in the if part of the sentence. It's if I went, not if I would go.
Exactly. Keep it simple. Okay, ready for the next scenario? This one is about superpowers. If you could have any single superpower in the world, like flying, invisibility, or super strength, which one would you choose and why?
This is a fun one. I know many people choose flying, but I have a different choice. If I could have any power, I would choose the ability to speak and understand every language in the world instantly. Just imagine, Ryan. I would travel to any village in the world and connect with the locals perfectly. To me, connecting with people is the best power.
I should have guessed that. As a language teacher, that is the perfect answer. My choice is a bit more selfish. If I could choose, I would pick teleportation. The idea of snapping my fingers and instantly being in Tokyo for lunch, and then snapping again to be in Paris for dinner, is just incredible. Plus, I would never be late for work again.
Teleportation would be cool, but think about the exercise you would miss. You would never walk anywhere.
That is a valid point. I guess if I could teleport, I would get very lazy and gain weight. Okay, let's move away from superpowers and try a scenario that tests your leadership skills.
Oh, sounds serious. I am ready.
Imagine this. If you were the president of the world for just 24 hours and you could change only one rule, what would it be?
Wow. President of the whole world? That is a huge responsibility. Let me think. If I were in that position, I would make university education free for every single person on Earth.
That is a fantastic answer. But pause for a second, Emma. I noticed you said, if I were in that position, not if I was.
Yes, exactly. That is a very important grammar point for our listeners. In the second conditional, when we talk about imaginary situations, it is much better and more formal to use were for all subjects, even for I or he/she. So, if I were the president sounds much better than if I was.
Spot on. It makes you sound more educated and natural. Okay, back to your answer. Free education. Why did you choose that?
Because I believe that if everyone had access to knowledge, we would solve most of the world's problems, like poverty and war. Education changes everything. Now, what about you, Mr. President? If you were in charge, what would you change?
Well, my answer is not as noble as yours. If I were the president, I would officially make the weekend 3 days long. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday would be holidays. Every single week.
I love that. You are focusing on mental health and happiness.
Exactly. I think if people rested more, they would work better during the other 4 days. Everyone is too stressed these days.
You know what? You have convinced me. A 3-day weekend sounds like paradise. We really solved the world's problems today. But now, get ready, Ryan, because I have a difficult moral question for you.
Oh no, I am nervous. Go ahead.
Imagine you find a wallet on the street with $2,000 inside. There is no ID card and no way to find the owner. No one is looking. In that exact moment, what would you do?
This is hard. If I kept the money, I would feel guilty. I am scared of bad luck. If I took that cash, I would worry that something bad would happen to me later. So, even though it is painful, I think I would donate the money to a charity. That way, it helps someone in need.
That is a very good way to look at it. Turning bad luck into a good deed. If I were in that situation, I think I would wait to see if the owner came back. If not, I would probably do the same as you. It feels like dirty money if you spend it on yourself.
Exactly. It just wouldn't feel right. And for our listeners, notice how we used if I were, I would, and I could all through this story. That is the rule you need to practice.
Spot on. It really is the best way to talk about dreams. And before we finish, let's quickly recap what we learned today. We practiced the second conditional using if plus past and would to explore imaginary situations. It is such a powerful tool to make your English sound more natural.
Exactly. So don't be afraid to use it. And hey, if you enjoyed this conversation, please do us a huge favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the English Cast. It really helps us create more free lessons for you.
Yes, please join our community. And now for the final question of the day. We want to hear from you in the comments. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? A beach in Bali? A penthouse in New York? Or maybe a quiet cabin in the woods?
I can't wait to read those answers. I read every single comment, so surprise us. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. It was a pleasure as always.
It certainly was. Keep practicing, keep dreaming, and we will see you in the next episode of the English Cast. Goodbye, everyone.